የዚች ሴት ታሪክ ድፍን ዓለሙን አነቃንቋል። እንግሊዛዊት ነች። ኢትዮጵያ መታ የኛን ሸክም ተሸክማ ኖራለች። ቤት ኪራይ መክፈል አቅቷት ጫፍ በደረሰችበት ሰዓት ነበር ያገኘናት። አሁን ታሪክ ተቀይሯል። የምስራች ለመስማት ተዘጋጁ። How are you, Manna? Welcome.
I need tissues because I'm going to be crying a lot.
Oh, yeah, ብዙ ስለማለቅስ ሶፍት አዘጋጁ ያለች ነው።
I think you'll be crying as well.
I'll try not to. Okay. ለመጀመሪያ ጊዜ እንደተለቀቀ ቪዲዮ what happened?
Well, I didn't know it was uploaded.
Oh.
I got a phone call from a man in Australia.
Okay.
And he said, "Oh, hi, you know, I love your work." And I was like, "Sorry, who are you?" Okay. And he said, "I saw you on Donkey Tube." And this man sent 250,000 baht.
Wow, the first person?
First person. So all my children were there and I was going, "Get on Donkey Tube, get on Donkey Tube quickly." And then we saw the video.
Okay.
Oh, that was a real surprise.
Yeah.
And then the phone never stopped. I've got more than 1,000 people.
Wow.
And so many stories.
From where?
A man called from Solomon Islands.
Wow.
Where is Solomon Islands?
I don't know.
I don't know. You are all over the world. Everywhere I go, people stop me and say, "Oh, Donkey Tube." And it's like, I mean, I got off the train in New York and a man said to me, "Donkey Tube."
Wow.
I was in New York, I'm with my granddaughter and it's like...
By the way, how did your parents feel? How did your kids feel?
So proud. There's so many groups of people, especially from the Orthodox Church. Lots of groups are sending like $600 every month.
Thank you so much, everybody.
I can't express how grateful I am.
Yeah.
First of all, nobody knew who I was before. Now I'm famous. So there was a little girl, she's 15, she's not little, Beza from Hawassa.
Okay.
She wrote the most beautiful poem. I was crying listening to her poem. And then another little boy called Elias from Addis sent his birthday money.
Wow.
I'm going to start crying. And two other children, they sent their clothes.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, one woman, oh gosh. So there's a big hospital in London for people who are dying of cancer. Mm-hmm. And a woman, she's Ethiopian, she called me and she only had a few days left to live. And
it's okay.
She was writing her will. And she left us in her will. And she said it's not a lot of money. But I was just thinking, like, she's on her deathbed and she's thinking about us and sending prayers for us while she's dying. And just she and so many other people made me realize that that we're all like family. And that when we all connect with each other, we can do amazing things. Yeah. And now we're doing amazing things. And, you know, we've been able to have operations done for the children that we couldn't afford to do before. Mm-hmm. You know, like in Dalu's legs are crossed over like this.
Okay.
And I was always telling him, you know, I'm so sorry. You know, that we can't fix you and we can't make your life better. So when the money started coming in, I was telling him, you're going to have your operation and one day we're going to play football. And I wish I could show you how he reacted. Thanks to Donkey Tubers and thanks to God. Because I've been praying so long for him. But since he knows he's having his operation, he doesn't cry anymore. He's very happy, things done, and they said he's healthy to have his operation. Prognosis is good.
How many kids were there?
Before 16.
16 ልጆች ነው የነበሩት። አሁን የሁሉ ድጋፍ ከመጣ በኋላ ምን አዲስ ነገር ፈጠረች፣ ምን አሳደገች የሚለውን መጨረሻ ላይ እናወራዋል።
And so many people like gathered together to send money, like people who didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, they'd say, oh, it's just a small amount, it's only 100,000 baht. And I'd be like, 100,000 baht? It's not a small amount, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So when things started to change and I was calling my mum, I would call her and say, Mum, we got another million. I just couldn't believe it. It was like, our bank account has never had more than maybe 400,000 baht.
Okay.
I go into restaurants and when I go to pay the bill, it's been paid.
Wow. By the way, only one person have paid my meal in a restaurant in my life.
All the time. And it's not just me. I've got my children with me and they pay the bill. I have to tell you about some more people there.
Please tell me.
Oh my gosh. There's one lady in London. She's very disabled. So in London, if you're disabled, the government pay you money to look after yourself. Half of her benefits she sends to the children.
Wow.
And so many people, bless them. You remember I had to stop the coffee for the staff?
Yeah.
No, and a woman came and she donates coffee. She came and that was hers. She bought diapers and other things, but she bought coffee for the staff. Wow. So the staff were all very happy. And I always knew that God had my back. The whole atmosphere in the project, like before, I was finding it hard to keep going. I felt like every time I talked to God, I'd be complaining or crying or telling him off. Why did you send me here to do this work and now I can't do this work because I don't have the money? And should I go home back to England, look after my mum? You know, is that what he wants me to do? Is that why he's not giving me the money? You know, and I'd ask him, like, is that what you want me to do? Give me a clear sign like he did before. I've been waiting for that so that I could make a move and 100% know this is what God wants. And then the day we met, and I felt like God, that God had answered me. But I just felt like a calming presence. It just felt like everything's going to be okay. Yeah, you're not going to stress anymore. You're not going to worry about how to feed the children, and you won't have to worry about if you can afford an operation. The hardest thing is not being able to do the operations, you know, because you know that just saves their life. And I've watched 5 of my children die. And it's been really hard. Every single one of them, it's been really hard. And I know that if we'd had money then, I could have saved them. But it's not about them, it's about these children now. And I have a new bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a great change.
Coaster?
Okay.
Coaster, yeah.
Wow.
We were looking for buses and they were like 10 million baht. I know.
My goodness.
So again, I was praying and I need a bus. I need that bus, but not at that price. And then Bella met this man who was selling the bus very cheap, 3.6 million.
Wow.
So, and it's amazing. It's got proper seat belts in it. So, and it's got air conditioning and music, and so the children love it. I got some lovely photos of the children. They love it. They do, because they've all got their own chairs now. So you know they're sitting in the chair, like, hand on the window. Yeah. We have some other equipment that we bought after the interview. It was very expensive equipment. We couldn't afford it before, and we got 2 of those.
Wow, that's amazing.
A computer that we're going to get is called an eye gaze.
Okay.
And it's for children who are non-verbal, but enables them to make choices using their eyes on the computer. And it also helps them to speak using their eyes on the computer. So now, when I go to Europe in August, I'm going to buy one. Yeah.
God changed everything, right?
Oh, everything.
Your face also changed.
Really?
Yeah. You are glowing.
I'm not stressed anymore.
How is your health, by the way?
Well, I have this stupid thing, but that's nothing really. For now, it's fine. I think I was having like mini strokes because I was stressed. And now I'm not stressed. Like a new start.
Yes.
First change was that I got my house.
Okay.
And for me, that was really important. I wanted to have a separation from work and home.
Yeah.
And I wanted my children to have a home rather than grow up in a project.
Yeah.
So a beautiful house just across the road from the project suddenly became free. Thank you.
What do you mean?
Well, there were people living in it, and then all of a sudden they moved. And it was empty because I wanted that house. And I've been asking God for that. But the people that were living there, I knew them as well, and they said they didn't have any plans to leave because I used to ask them. So then I went to Europe, and when I came back, Bello picked me up from the airport, and when we got to the house, he said to me, "Oh, I just have to go here and turn round the car." So I was like, okay. So he drove up to this house, and there was one of my children, Getahun. I was like, what's Getahun doing in that person's house? And then they told me, they surprised me. Oh no, we've moved. This is our house. It's great.
That's amazing.
Great. There's so much room, and it means that we can have disabled children who are on respite or whose parents are sick. You know, to see a baby homeless on the streets with hydrocephalus, and her mum's so poor. Even her mum's breastfeeding her, there's no food for the baby, you know. So to be able to say, if I didn't have that new house, I wouldn't be able to help her because the other house was packed. And now it's just like, oh yeah, just come to my house, come and live in my house. So I found a little girl in Georgis the other day, and she has really severely advanced hydrocephalus, and she should be having her operation. Thank you. I'm hoping that afterwards she will be able to teach her to walk. So I think there's hope is God's plan, but I really, when I look at her, I believe that God led me to her because she will have a chance to have a life. Again, you know, this is thanks to all these people who send the money, because our projects couldn't have afforded to pay for that operation and save her life. And when you look at her, she has a right to have a life. When you see a child and you know they need an operation and you know it's just too expensive for a child to die because of money, that's not right. Huh? But so many people have just sent money, more than enough, to cover her operation, and eventually she'll go back to Wareta. Her mum wants to go home, but she'll stay at the house until the baby is strong and healthy, hopefully walking, maybe talking, who knows?
God knows.
And I'm hoping for her. And a young man called Serafel contacted me after the interview. So he's made us a website for free, and he's connected all our social media together.
Oh, that's nice.
So it enables...
He created a family for you.
Yes, and a database.
That's what I was thinking to tell you earlier. That's amazing.
Yeah, so he's in the process of doing that. And because I met so many people whose stories really touched me, their generosity really touched me. And you know, I mean, some people really rich and they give, and I'm very grateful for that. But there were people like a Gary driver gave us 500 birr, two Gary drivers, one gave us 200 birr, one gave us 500 birr. And they said it was a small gift. But I really think when you don't have much and you give all that you have, it's a lot. Huh?
Yeah. It's like giving your life.
Yeah. One day I was in the baker's just buying bread, and a little girl came, and I thought she went to hold my hand.
Okay.
But she just put money in my hand like that. And when I looked, 1,000 birr, and she couldn't. She was like tiny little thing.
In Bahar Dar.
In Bahar Dar.
My goodness.
In Bahar Dar.
The government officers, do they saw the video? Do they know you now or not yet?
Yes. I spoke to the I spoke because I don't speak Amharic. I spoke to the mayor of Bahar Dar, and he was very supportive and was kind of saying, why has this woman not had land before? You know, why? Yeah. And I was explaining it's because we didn't have the money to build. Now we have the money to build, so I can apply for the land. So we've applied for land to the government.
Okay. Your project needs a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of kids out there who are still waiting. How many kids are on your waiting list?
Oh, we stopped when we got to 150.
250?
Because it was pointless keep taking people's names, and mothers would get hope and it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, because before the show, we were basically only taking in new children if someone passed away.
Okay.
So when one of the children died, we could take another child. But we didn't really have the money to take more children. But now, as I say, we have this plan to take on like 5 new children. Because we will get to the 150 and we will get to all of those children.
That's amazing.
First, I have to say I'm so proud. I'm not even Ethiopian. But I'm so proud to be Ethiopian, pseudo-Ethiopian, because, you know, I find in Africa, people rely on foreigners for charity. And this is all Ethiopian and Eritrean. Not one single Ferengi gave us money. Every single person that I've spoken to was either Ethiopian or Eritrean.
ታንክስ ቱ ጋድ። የተወደዳችሁ እንግዲህ መና እንደዚህ መታ እናንተን በእንባ አመስግናለች። ከሰማይ ነው የእናንተ ዋጋችሁ። ሁልጊዜ እንደምለው በተለይ በውጭ ያሉ ኢትዮጵያውያን ድሮ እኔ ዳያስፖራዎች ገንዘብ የሚረዱ ምናምን አይመስለኝም ነበር እና ያው እዚህ ቁጭ ብለን እንፎግራለን ተሰብስበን ምን እነሱ እዛ ቁጭ ብለው የሞቀበት ሀገር እየበሉ እየጠጡ ምናምን እንላለንና ዶንኪ ቲዩብ ነው ለኔ ኢትዮጵያውያን ምን አይነት ፍጥረቶች እንደሆኑ ያስተዋወቀኝ። ምናልባትም በጣም የብዙ ኢትዮጵያውያን ጉሮሮ የሚደፈነው ውጭ ሀገር በሚለፉ ደም ተፍተው ሰርተው ንጹህ ገንዘባቸውን ለቤተሰብ ለጎረቤት ለጓደኛ ለማያውቁት ሰው በሚልኩ ዳያስፖራዎች እንደሆነ የተረዳሁት ዶንኪ ቲዩብ ከመጣ በኋላ ነው። ምክንያቱም እናንተም እንደምታዩት ነው በመቶ ሚሊዮኖች የሚቆጠሩ ገንዘቦች በየጊዜው እንግዲህ በየአቅጣጫው ይመጣል። ውጭ ሀገር መሄዳችሁ የነፍስ ድነት እንደሆናችሁ በአካልም ደግሞ መጥቻ ይቻለው ብዙዎቻችሁ በሃይማኖታችሁ ምን ያህል ጠንካራ እንደሆናችሁ እኔ ምስክሩ።
Oh, and the Tekla Church in Bahar Dar, it was damaged in a fire, and some of the workers were hurt, and the priest at Tekla asked me if I could help, and I said, well, I don't have money myself, but I'll ask donkey tubers. Well, the priest gave me his details,
okay.
And I put a message on the group chat, and I asked donkey tubers, if you can, please send money to the priest.
Okay.
And then he called me about a month ago and said that donkey tubers had sent enough money. They've rebuilt the church for Tekla Heimanut, and not through me. I don't know who sent the money. I just know that it's people in the diaspora, and they rebuilt the church for Tekla Heimanut, and that was kind of a side thing for me. I mean, I love Tekla Heimanut, and every good thing that's happened in my life has happened either through him or on his day. Meeting you was on his day.
Yeah.
I feel like when they rebuilt the church, because I couldn't do it and I really wanted it done. And so when the donkey tubers like rebuilt the church, nobody told me, like no one was like bragging about it or anything. They just sent the money quietly to the priest and he rebuilt the church. And he said, yeah, that they just kept sending him money and people are still sending him money. And they've rebuilt the church. They were able to pay for the people's, some man, his arm was really badly burnt in the fire trying to save the church. and they were able to help pay for medical care and things. And really grateful to Donkey Tubers for doing that. And I know Tekla done so much for us.
Yeah.
And continues to do so much for us, that to be able to rebuild his church was a small thing.
በእንባ የታጀበ የደስታ ምስክርነት ነው። ይሄንን እድል እንግዲህ እግዚአብሔር ነው ለሷ ያመቻቸው። ምክንያቱም እኔና እሷ የተጋኘንበት አጋጣሚ ራሱ ኦድ ነው፣ መደበኛ የሚባል አጋጣሚ አይደለም። ግን እግዚአብሔር ከጀርባዬ ሁሉ አድርጎ ነበር። በዛ ላይ ኢንተርቪው ደግሞ ከባህር ዳር መጥቶ የተቀረጸው የተክለ ሃይማኖት ቀን ነው። ተክለ ሃይማኖትን በጣም ነው እሷ የምትወዳቸው። እንግዲህ ይሄ ሁሉ ሆኗል፣ ታሪክ ተቀይሯል።
You know, one of the nicest things that's happened though is when I go into the market, even the children, they come and they kiss my knees. Oh, it's so sweet. Even the children in my street, who before they never even didn't even notice me, I was just the Ferengi down the road. Now when I walk up and down, they all run and they kiss my knees. It's just so sweet. And well, why? And they say, donkey tube. Because they can't speak English now, but they can say donkey tube. Everyone can say donkey tube. So I have to say thank you to you and to all your crew. Your staff are amazing. But thank you all for having the heart to do what you do, you know. And if there were more people like you guys, the world would be an amazing place, huh? Really an amazing place.
አራተኛውና የመጨረሻው ዙር የዩቲዩበሮች ስልጠና በደማቅ አቀባበል ስነ ስርዓት ተጀምሯል። የኦንላይን ትምህርታችን መጋቢት 16 ቀን ይጀምራል። የኦንላይን ትምህርቱን ለመመዝገብ በ0975 51 63 60 ወይም በ9115 ደውሉልን።